Everyone, welcome back to Football Now, a YouTube channel where we run you through the latest round of Premier League fixtures, give our own predictions and talk you through the betting odds. As you can tell by the title of this video, we'll be focusing on West Ham versus Crystal Palace, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon at the London Stadium. West Ham on European duty a couple of days before, hence the 2 o'clock kickoff time on Sunday. Connor, before we talk about the sides in more detail, do you want to talk us through the betting odds first of all, which will be coming up on screen now?
Yeah, I like to look at this one. West Ham go off above evens here, and I think when you look at the form of the two sides, and they've only got one way for either side. Crystal Palace has gone down, West Ham have gone up, and they're at the London Stadium. So I think there's a lot of value in that 21-20. There's not much more to say there. I think, I said before against Aston Villa, I think when Aston Villa this season are above evens, I think you get on them. And I think here with the form of the two sides, West Ham, climbed up to ninth after a difficult start. It's either won the last 2 Premier League games. In all competitions, they've won 4 of the last 5 games, and Crystal Palace have lost 4 of the last 5 games. So, on paper, it looks clear-cut, and, we don't know what's going to happen on the pitch, so we can only back what we see on paper. So, yeah, for me, 21-20, I think it's really, really good value. And whether it's a single, whether, you want to boost your acca with it, West Ham United, for me, I think that's really good value.
Yeah, I agree. West Ham head into this game on the back of a 2-1 away win at Burnley. They also beat Forest 3-2 in their last home game at the London Stadium earlier this month. Like I said, they will be playing on Thursday. They got TSC away in the Europa League. Hence, like I said, the Sunday kickoff time. They take on Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace, who have lost their last 2 games. They've lost 4 of their last 5 actually in the league. The one win being an away win at Burnley also earlier this month. They lost obviously away to Luton last time out, which I'm sure they would have been disappointed with. I know Luton are fighting for their lives down there, and it might not be the easiest place to go right now, Kenilworth Road, in terms of the atmosphere, etc. But I think we both would have expected Palace to at least come away with something. They lost as well in the game before that, home to Everton by 3-2 against an Everton side. I think that was before the points deduction, wasn't it? An Everton side which were doing well.
I think Everton have only played Manchester United after the points deduction.
Yeah, but I think Palace would have been expected to get something there again as well, given that they were the home side. We've seen the Premier League table there as well. West Ham in 9th, 5 points ahead of Palace, who are in 13th. Again, it's going to sound like a broken record. I think Palace, they're one of those sides in that midfield cluster we don't expect to threaten too much of the European place, but certainly too good, you'd feel, to be anywhere near that relegation battle. They obviously had Elise and Eze, etc., returning in recent weeks. I don't know if you saw Elise's goal at the weekend, Connor.
I did see Elise's goals, yeah. You know what it reminded me against Messi, I think, against Athletic Bilbao, where he picks it up, goes all the way, goes down the right, cuts inside and scores. I think it was only because of Garnacho's goal that it's not really been discussed too much. But yeah, fabulous solo goal, and it's what they've been missing, Crystal Palace. I mean, they still lost the game, but it was a great goal. Yeah,
I'm just looking at their lineup now that they faced, that they put out. Sorry, against Luton, like we said, they did lose. But the likes of Edouard, Eze, Elise, all back playing now. I think they're a completely different side with those in the team. I think England, if you look from an England point of view, they got. I think Mark Gay, he also is played for England, hasn't he, in the last international break. There's some good young players. Both domestically and internationally there at Palace, and they're an excited side going forward. That's why I was a bit surprised to see their recent form there, losing 4 of their last 5. And it's not an easy place to go either. London Stadium, like you said, West Ham winning their last 2 games in the league, the last 3 in all competitions, if you include the Europa League as well. Much better domestically than they were last season. I think last season their league form wasn't great, but they've really improved on it this season. In the top half, I think they'll be eyeing a return to European football again next season, whether they qualify through the European competition themselves or in the league places. They're not a million miles off the sides ahead of them. They're 2 points behind Brighton and 3 points behind Newcastle. And we speak about those 6 or 7 teams vying for the Champions League spots. I'm sure West Ham will be looking at getting back in the Europa League again this season. It is a difficult game to pick, I think, in terms of a score prediction. I don't know what you're expecting from this, Connor. We don't give you a prediction yet, but what's your overall feeling heading into the game?
Well, you have to look at I mean, I do think West Ham are a slightly better side on paper anyway, because you've got the fact it's at the London Stadium. You've got the fact that West Ham have won 4 of the past 5 in all competitions, and Crystal Palace are an exact mirror of that. So for me, everything suggests a West Ham win. I mean, obviously, we know Crystal Palace have the players to do something else, and we know West Ham. Yes, they won 2-1 last time out, but it was a bit deceiving. They had to rely on 2 late goals. But yeah, the form points towards a West Ham win, so I would be going with a West Ham victory. Not allowed to give my prediction yet. I've been told off not to. So I can't say.
Yeah, do as you're told. But yeah, I agree. West Ham, if you look at them going forward as well, the likes of Jared Bowen, I'm not sure if he's going to be fit because he wasn't available for the Burnley game. Like you said, they do get those late goals to turn it around in the final couple of minutes. It's always interesting, I think, to see as well how a side you are in Europe, playing on that Thursday, Sunday routine every week, how they deal with it. West Ham seems to be coping all right with it now, like most of the sides, to be fair, in the Europa League and the Conference League are doing. Having said all of that, I think now I will allow you to give you a prediction. I'll let you go first, as I have this week. What are you saying? We'll probably go the same again.
Generally, I do pick Crystal Palace for a low-scoring fixture, but if you look at the past 5 fixtures of both West Ham and Crystal Palace this season, then there's been goals. There's been over 2.5 goals in those 10 games. Over 2.5 goals in 8 of them. And even if you look back at the past record between these two sides head-to-head, it's 4-3, it's 2-1, it's 3-2, it's 2-2, it's 3-2. So, yeah, there's goals galore in this fixture. So, that being said, it's going to be a 0-0, but I'm not going to predict that. I'm going to go with 3-1 West Ham. I do think both teams will get on the score sheet, but I just think West Ham, I think, if anything, that form will carry them through. So, yeah, for me, 3-1 West Ham.
I'm going to go for a West Ham win as well. I'm going to go 2-1. I can see them nicking it. I think it will be quite a tight game. I think Palace are a better team than their last 4 or 5 results show. But yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 West Ham win down at the London Stadium as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments as well in terms of your prediction. That does conclude our preview for West Ham versus Crystal Palace, 2:00 Sunday at the London Stadium. Go and check out all the other videos we've done previewing the games this weekend over on the channel at FootballNow. And you can also take a look at our affiliated channels in the description below across a whole range of sports, one of which being darts now, which Connor is leading the content for. So yeah, go and check all that out below, and we will see you in the next video.